Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel Inner Vision Fitness with Harvey. If you're new to the channel then welcome along, and if you haven't already please watch my full disclaimer, and the link for this can be found in the description below. As very briefly, this is purely an inspirational channel to motivate others the importance of fitness for both our physical and mental well-being, and this is done through my vision loss journey. So in this video, this is more aimed for the visually impaired and blind community, and I am sharing top tips within the fitness industry from my own personal experience, and just sharing that on, so hopefully others may find it useful or beneficial in their fitness. But as ever, my videos are always welcome and inclusive to anyone that is interested, so hope you enjoy. So I'm sharing 4 top tips in this video. So tip number 1, I'll start with reference points. So personally for me, it's always good to have a reference point when doing fitness or exercise. So I know where my bearings are, I'm always aware of my surroundings, and for instance, if I do a lunge exercise, so I'll have a feel round now, and I know on my wall on my right there is a socket. So for example, if I do a lunge, so I'll lunge forward, back up to the starting position, I'll tap that socket, another lunge, tap the socket, like so. And I know when doing that exercise that every time I tap that socket, I know I'm always in the same position, which is very important for safety. And there are other reference points can be used depending on our surroundings, so maybe a chair or something similar, as long as it's safe. And another reference point that I use, on my floor in front of me there is a rope with some tape on the rope, so that holds the rope down, and just using that to get back in position. And I use that rope for direction for the camera. So another maybe tip that could be used for beneficial, because it could also be used in fitness, and I use it when doing exercise demonstrations, that if I know that rope is next to me, when it's put on my side, I know that I am straight to the camera, so I also know where my bearings are. So just a couple of reference points that I'm sharing. So moving on to tip number 2 is safety overload. So the main priority is always safety. So maybe for me, I have to just lower the weight slightly, but it's all for safety. And maybe if I'm doing a new exercise, I will just do the exercise with no weights at all, just get used to the motion, what it's going to involve, before adding any weights for safety. So safety overload. And it can also be useful that if we have a spotter or family or friend or someone around, we can just ask them to just watch us what we're doing in the exercise, just to make sure that we're doing it safely. And obviously for me, I can't watch what I'm doing maybe in the mirror, and sometimes they can just see something that maybe needs tweaking, or so it's always good. Safety overload is number 2. Top tip number 3 is always know where our belongings are. Now it sounds very simple and obvious, but it's something that I certainly need to work on, as quite often I do some training and walk down to my gym and put my water bottle down or my keys and think, where have I put them? Because I haven't took any notice to where I've put them, and then I'm scratching around trying to find them. So it's always good to put the belongings in the same place, so we always know that if you think, where have you put them, we know they're going to be in that same place. So moving on now, final top tip, tip number 4. I'm saving this one till last because I want to just move a little bit closer to the camera on this one, and it's bump dots. So I'll try and show these to the camera a little bit more, so if you can see them at all. So these bump dots, so in my right hand I have square ones, left hand I have circular ones, round, and the reason I know the shape of them is that they are designed to be felt, because they are very raised and they are designed for the visually impaired community, as they are like raised stickers and they can be used to mark things out. So an example for me is like on my treadmill, I have put the sticker on the stop button, so I can find it very easily. I just feel for the sticker, press stop. And I also have a sticker on the number on the speed of the treadmill, so it's good to use it maybe on a speed that I use most commonly. So I have it on number 8. Now the treadmill goes up in 2s, so if I feel for the sticker number 8, if I go down the speed just below it, I know it's number 6, just above it number 10. So just an example of how I use them, but they can also be used on other equipment as well in the fitness industry. They can also be used on appliances, maybe in the home, maybe in the kitchen, maybe when marking things out, maybe when marking jars, or as I say, appliances. And that's my final top tip. So hope you may have found this useful or beneficial, and hope you've enjoyed. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next one. Bloody helicopter.